Hello everyone, I'm recording this new video at this moment is my second try to record this because I was reading a part was so technical for me and I don't feel comfortable with that. So I will start again with another section of the reading of the book and I want to make a short introduction of this. I was reading on another occasion the the book, other book from the same author, Dougal Dixon. Um, I was reading Afterman. I was reading Man After Man. I don't remember exactly if I have programmed the videos of the books for the next months, but I don't remember if I read this yet, but I wanna do this. I wanna do this reading. I really like the style of descriptions, the style of illustration of this kind of book. It's a it's like I don't know how is the branch of science. It's like a I it's like photology, but it's like well, how can I explain this? The work of the author. It's like present make a presentation of an alternative of evolution of man, evolution of species in general. In this case, it's evolution. I learned that evolution of dinosaurs, but it's so creative, in my opinion, and it's so graphic too. Well, I will start to read the book in a point in a page that I think is more comfortable for me to read, and it's more graphic too. Well, I will start in this part. Okay, I will start the Ethiopian realm. Tropical rainforest was furthered. West Papaya, Burma. A whole range of three living dinosaurs evolved and established themselves in the branches and growth of the world forest. After the end of Cretaceous period, they rapidly diversified. They rapidly diversified into a kind of different form, into all kinds of different forms. About that time, the social insects, the bee, wasp, and ants began to develop. There's life in colonies. This life in colonies usually consisting of an eclegin, eclegin, eclegin. I don't know if it's the pronunciation. I'm sorry. Queen, sustained and protected by an army of workers and soldiers. The waspiders were a specialized branch of the three. I don't know how to read this. The three dealers. I hope it's right. This known as the Arabrosaurus. Abrosaurus that developed at the same time and preyed upon the social insects. After the world forest was broken up by the changing climates and the spread of the glassland halfway through the Ternary period, the Westpiders became restricted to a number of tropical forest areas. Most species now live in the equatorial region of the Ethiopian realm. The long clouds are an adaptation to a climbing way of life, and are also useful for reaping the wasp's nest. The scaly hide has grown into a roof of overlapping plates, impenetrable to the stings of the insects. Similar wasp-eating animals have evolved to the tropical forest of the neotropical and oriental realms. Many of these are related to Ethiopian wasp spirit. I don't know how to pronounce it. Sorry. Having become isolated into the various tropical forest regions. Others, such as Pangaloon, Philarmuna tuberostra of the tropical forest, page 68, are only distantly related and have evolved similar shapes of parallel evolution. The independent in development in related animals of similar adaptation to allow them to follow similar lifestyles. That's what it means parallel evolution. Okay, well, that's the examples of the dinosaurs. The shape of the skull. The this is figure here. This tiny figure here. This is an Arbosaurus. Arbosaurs, such as the tree hoppers, is agile and perfectly at home in the trees, but is very I never read this word again. On gaily animal on the ground. When it is forced to, it can only move over the ground by a series of endogenous leaps, keeping its long arms and heavy tails well open out of the way. The bone of the wasp wasp eaters. I know it means come come avispas, but I can uh, mix the words and pronounce it correctly. Sorry. Also, what else? The bones of the wasp eaters skull A. This is skull have become fused into a narrow armored tube that can penetrate deep into the nest of the tree wasp. The strong hind legs and the tail allow the animal to come from the branch and reach into the nest that have been built in a quartz position. That's explanation. This little animal is like the tree hopper is like a lemur, I think. Maybe. It's a very similar description. Most meat-eating dinosaurs have lost their collarbone. They don't need one since forelimbs do not need to be particularly strong. One of two forms do possess this bone, however, and it's not clear whether whether their ancestors retaining from the time when they went about on four legs, or whether it re-evolved, having been first lost, a process known as secondary development in Arbosaurus and its relatives. The collarbone provides the anchorage for the very powerful arm muscles with which the animal can brace it, brace it. I don't know how to read it, sorry. Or swing, brace it, brace it. I don't, sorry. Or swing with an overarm action through the branches of the trees. An herbivore's tail is a stiff, straight root. It uses it for balance when leaping about among the trees. The long claws on the tree's main thorns and the tree's fingers are useful both for fighting perches on branches and for ripping off bark for insects. Sorry for that. And this is the Arbosaurus. I think it's almost like a lemon. I feel like that way, like a lemon. Well, now in the tropical rainforest, treehopper Allosaurus bernardi, one of the most widespread developments in the dinosaurs after the end of the Cretaceous period was the evolution of the Allosaurus. This evolved from the small Coelurosaurus theo- theropods. The line involved running flesh-eating dinosaurs in Jurassic times. The Clearosize gave, gave rise to the gave rise to the birds, and the development of the Allosaurus from the same stock was brought about by similar evolution process. Perhaps the most typical of the modern Allosaurus is Allosaurus. Okay, various species of these animals appear in all geo, sorry again appears appear in all the geographic realms. Um, the main feature that distinguish the Allosaurus from other Coelurosaurus is the presence of a strong collarbone. In another Coelurosaurus of shoot, retention of the collarbone allowed to the development of strong fine muscles and paved the way of the evolution of the birds. In case of the Allosaurus, the collar guide, 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 guide provides support of the strong arms, which are used for climbing, for swinging about among the branches. It endothermic, warm-blooded physiology enabled to pursue the active hunting lifestyle. Its code shows adaptation of this, while the big rainbows, the eye socket directly forward, giving stereoscopic vision and the narrow, finely toothed jaws, ideal for wiggling insects from the crannies of the tree bark. Okay. The lank runs with a pacing motion, both legs at the same side moving in the same direction at the same time. This prevents the long legs from becoming entangled. Kind of giraffe. Seems to be a giraffe with some kind of variation. Okay. The long face of the leg means that its eyes are still above the level of the glass, even when it's not in glazing at the grassroots. It can thus keep an eye open for danger. On the open plains, danger can be seen coming from afar, and the long legs give it the speed needs to escape from predators. It is difficult to believe that long legs are evolved from pterosaurs' wings in the fourth finger that was supposed to flight membrane now covered the animal weight, and the um, has a hoof on the end. The three small claws that once acted like a hand are now only used for grooming the animal. Fine fur. Okay. Lank. Tall grass savanna. Herbaphagus longicolum. The tropical grassland, when they evolve and spread halfway through the territory, were a totally novel evolvement from the great reptiles. Grass is the remarkably soft substance, and a grass-eating animal needs a number of extreme specialization to allow it to survive. Grass is full of grass-eating animals. Grass is full of hard silica, and so it causes a great deal of wear to teeth. And grass-eating animals need teeth that are constantly growing on or frequency replaced. Complex digestive systems are needed to break down and extract nutrients from the substance of grass. Not on top of all of that, a big grassland living animal needs to have long legs to allow it to run away from danger. In some places, such as the prairies of near Clicksville, dinosaurs developed quite happily into rice-eating forms. However, on the savannas of the Ethiopian realm, dinosaurs have not able to establish a foothold. They were beaten to it by the cousins, the pterosaurs. A group of pterosaurs abandoned their powers of flying as soon as the tropical grasslands spread, and they became the main grass-eating animals in the Ethiopian realm. The lank is now the most highly specialized of these, and the ones they have become most unique, most unlike as flying ancestor. The body has remained short, but the forelimbs and the hind limbs have become long and equal in length. The neck and the face are also long, and plains living features. Features. Okay, it's kind of like a turkey, maybe, maybe like a turkey. Okay. Oh, sorry for that. I will. Short grass savanna. Flurp. Vexillala robusta. Another of the ground-dwelling pterosaurs of the Ethiopian savanna is the flurp. Its specialization are not so extreme as those of the lang, and its flying accessory is still evident from the presence of vestigial wings on his forelimbs. It can be true of an intermediate evolutionary stage between a conventional flying pterosaurs and something as specialized as lang. Although in lives in the same environment as the lang, the two animals do not compete for the same food. Being much smaller, only about a meter 3 foot high at the shoulder compared to the lang, her height of 3-4 meters, 10 to 13 feet. It fits closer to the roots of the plant. The lang tends to graze to the top of the grass, head and leaves. The flaps, sharp teeth, and the front of the mouth able it to root about among the plants and ground level. At ground level, it has fleshy lips and copious cheeks, pouches, and able to chew the grass and plants thoroughly before swallowing. After digesting, probably the stomach. The grass is brought up again for more chewing before being swallowed for final time. In this way, nutrients are efficiently extracted from the plants. The front runs about the plains in small flocks of about a dozen and can often be seen displaying their brightly patterned wings or squatting down in the grass of roof during the heat of the day and shown over the morning meal. Structure of the flaps, forelimbs and hands are similar to that of the flame pterosaurs. The fourth finger is long and support of flap of skin, the vestige of the flying wing. Now the wing flap is used for display, for attacking mates, or for warning rivals. The fourth finger and the flap are normally held back out of the way, but they are extended. When displaying, they are extended and the bright patterns are shown. This display is accompanied by raucous creatures that carry for a great distance across the plains. Flowers feed on plants and grasses that grow close to the ground. They have short, sharp teeth positioned at the front of the mouth. This is kind of more like a chicken, I don't know, or more like it's a ruminant, obviously. It's a ruminant animal. I don't know if all the birds, if birds even can rumination, but it reminds me cows. It reminds me